Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Dylan. I'm a producer, engineer, and multi-instrumentalist, and I wanted to share a little of what I call the voice memo workflow with you today. This one's a lot of fun because artists and bands typically don't realize this is even a possibility, but we all have our phones with us. We all take down voice memos of our songs from time to time, and it's cool because everything's so mobile these days. You can take that and offload it onto a workstation like this. I'm in Ableton today, but it can work in any DAW of your choice. Or you could send it off to a producer and have them start fleshing out the idea for you. And what's really neat is when you have something like a chorus, in this case that's what we do have as a hook, just a chorus, a few lines, and you might not have a bridge idea or a verse idea yet. You can get a lot of things out of the way. You can establish some rhythm, you can establish some chord changes, you can establish some production elements, things like that. None of this is about overthinking things. It's just about moving really fast and the creative writing aspect of the workflow, just like you would maybe at a band practice if you were dealing with real musicians or something like that. This track is, or voicemail, I should say, voice memo is donated to us from Ellie Mae. You can check out her music on Spotify. She's on Facebook, so like her page there. Please share her stuff. She has some things on YouTube. She's on Instagram a lot, so go check her out. Give her some support as a thank you for being our guinea pig today. Without further ado, let's jump right on in. This is the voice memo as it came off the phone. Just airdropped it to myself and then time stretched it a little bit in Ableton so that it would play back in tempo.
My baby's got his Levi's on. He's really good at showing them off.
Alright, so a fun little cutesy hook there. And the next step would be to establish some rhythm so that we can move on to these other elements, more of the harmonic and ear candy type things.
My baby's got his Levi's on. He's really good at showing them off.
Cool. And then you could pick any sort of harmonic content at this point. We established what the key was by playing around on a real keyboard and brought it into Ableton on these. This is a Fender Rhodes patch in Contact. Here's what it sounds like.
My baby's got his Levi's on. He's really good at showing them off.
All right, so it's starting to get interesting. What's neat, because this is a loop-based workflow, we can just keep those things going. The singer doesn't have to sit there or you as an artist, you don't have to sit there with a guitar or piano in hand and play the chords a million times over and over again. While you sing, you can just let it loop, play your part in, see what happens from there, see what you like, what you don't like, even make multiple clips of, this sort of has a big open sort of bittersweet, it's a little major, a little minor. You could try something that was completely major and see how that felt. Whatever serves the song best and whatever your vision for it is. The next step here, I did a bass line, really just underpinning the harmonic content, and this is doing a lot of work to make it feel, because it's like an 808 subby hip hop type bass line. It's doing a lot of work to help it feel more modern.
My baby's got his Levi's on. He's really good at showing them off.
All right, and then this next layer, this goes to show how with this kind of thing, you don't think too much. You just go for a sound. And really at this point, I might even call this too technical, but I heard it and I started playing it. It took me all of about 5 minutes to figure out the part, and dial in I really, actually, this is just a stock preset in Ableton, the mallet synth preset. And here's what it sounds like on its own. Nothing too impressive. But I knew I'd want to add some effects to that later on, and just gave myself a really quick idea so that I wouldn't forget. And that gives it more sort of a future vibe. Here's what it sounds like in the track. Okay, and the last step here. Now this isn't any sort of necessary step. Obviously we have a lot of the I guess form of the chorus put together now, but I like doing this where I remove that underpinning element, that traditional element. In this case it's the keys, and I gave them some motion with a few different crazy effects, as you can see. Here's what that sounds like. I'll go ahead and put it on, let it loop once, and then take it back to the keys so you can see how different it makes the song. It off. So I think you get the idea. There's a lot of potential here, and a lot of places we can move from here, a lot of ideas that we can generate and already have generated in a really quick manner. Obviously, we can go the opposite way too. We can generate some ideas. Maybe if we were on the road and we didn't have a piano or keyboard nearby, we can program a lot of this stuff, and then when we get home, offload these ideas onto a real piano, a real guitar, take it with our real band. But the options are limitless. So if this strikes a chord with any of you, if you're out there and you're having trouble developing your songs, I'd love to talk with you. I'm going to have some time available on my calendar. You can book some time with me through the link that will be provided with this video. What you'll do is just put in some required info, and we'll get together for a time to talk just about more of these techniques. Whatever you think might be holding your songs back, we can kind of develop a game plan together. I love talking with artists all across the board about how to make their songs better, and oftentimes it's things that don't require a huge change in direction. They don't require a new setup. They don't require going to a studio. It's a lot of things that can be done right from home. It has to do with your songwriting technique, production, workflow, all things that really are in preparation for moving on to the next stage of it and recording and things like that. So that would be a lot of fun for the rest of you who have tuned into the video. I really appreciate it. Love to hear from you guys on if this sparks any ideas for things I could do in the future, if you wanted me to go into more detail on any of this stuff. But for now, thanks again for tuning in, and we'll go out on Ellie's song.